Hey friends, welcome to the channel. We often get requests like, how can I move to the USA as quickly as possible? If I don't want to spend a long time in Kyiv right now, I don't have time for that. Either I'm in the USA and I need to get some temporary status right now, so that later I can switch fully to a visa like EB1 or EB2 immigration green cards. There's a solution. It's super simple, super fast, called the L1 visa. Let's discuss it today. Unique method. Proceed. To begin, let's provide a brief overview of an L1 visa, why it's the fastest and easiest, requirements imposed on it, and how to obtain it directly. The L1 visa is not categorized as an immigration visa, which means it is not a green card, does not involve the process of settling down permanently, and does not lead to obtaining citizenship after a certain period of time. On the L1 visa, it becomes an immigration issue solely when you extend it for an extended period of time, up to a maximum of 7 years, but then you will need to switch to another status in order to obtain some type of immigration visa. To obtain an L1 visa, it is necessary to have an employer, with the added benefit that the employer must be based outside the United States. The main requirement for the L1 visa is that you must have worked for the employer for a period of 1 year within the 3 years prior to submitting your application. And that's the main requirement. The employer should send you to the USA in some kind of managerial position, executive, C-level, top manager, and so on, so that you can open a branch subsidiary company on US territory. And this company that you are opening must be related to the company that sent you to the USA. This should be a branch, subsidiary, or any other form of collaboration. To the company itself, which is not located in the USA and which is essentially your employer and petitioner of your application, there are no major requirements. It is not obligated to be involved in any international trade. There are no requirements regarding the company's turnover, profit, field of employment, activities, number of employees, and so on. No requirements at all. No need to display the funds in the company's account. No need to demonstrate it has funds to pay you a salary. The only thing you need to show in the USA is that you already have some physical address, which you obtained either during the process of obtaining it, and you will be opening a new office on the territory of this physical address. It is either a lease agreement or a purchase space. Well, any other forms that demonstrate you have a physical address in the United States of America will also be acceptable for verification purposes. Moving on, L1 is not an immigration visa, as we've already mentioned. With it, you can move and work in the USA for 1 year. First and foremost, it's issued for this period of time. Your family can move in with her. All family members under 21 years old move with you, and they have the right to work. They have the ability to work in the US, unlike other non-immigrant visas, such as the O1 visa, where your family members are not allowed to work. You can extend the L1 visa for up to 7 years. When it comes to extensions, there are usually 2 different ways it can go. This is to show that you are already engaged in the same activity on US territory that you plan to engage in. So, if you were sent to open a branch, then you opened it, and the branch is engaged in some kind of activity. Again, the requirements of the American Immigration Service, like what specific intermediate results should be, such as getting your first clients in a certain amount, or making some small profit, or corporate revenue should be, and so on. There is no such thing. So you are stating that in general the company is active, it is functioning, it is directly linked to the company that either sent you or directly to the headquarters, which means the main office in this company, and consequently you are extending this visa. They can extend it either for 1 year or up to 7 years, for a period of 4, and so on. This non-immigrant visa, it doesn't really require you to do anything except for what we were just talking about if you plan to extend it. And what is its main advantage besides the work status is the dual intent visa, which means you can already switch from this visa to some immigration, for example, a green card IB1 or IB2, or change your status to something else depending on your circumstances. These are the key points regarding the requirements for this visa. Let's talk about the timeline and the costs that are associated with it. When discussing the cost, it's the standard $460 for filing the petition, as they file it in the 129th. And in the 129th petition, apart from the main part, there is also an additional part L1. You fill it out if you have this non-immigrant status. Premium consideration is worth it if you're going down this track. It's currently $2,500. After April 1st, the price will increase to $2,805, so hurry up, you might still make it. As for the processing time, premium consideration takes the standard 15-30 days, while regular consideration can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months, depending on the processing center where you submit your application and how complete your application is. If there's a request, the consideration of your application may be prolonged. If not, it's the initial approval, and after that you submit it to the consulate. The consular stage is generally very simple. It's not an immigration visa, so you won't need to gather a huge package of documents. Basically, from start to finish, based on our experience and approach, we have been submitting people for this visa from the moment of application until their entry into the territory of the USA, approximately within a timeline of up to 8 months. That's the best case scenario. If there is premium consideration, then it took about 4.5 months. That is the reason why we refer to it as the fastest visa and the easiest visa overall. Non-immigrant visas, as well as all other immigrant and non-immigrant visas, have longer processing times and slightly higher requirements in terms of timeline. This opportunity, it's open to all, go for it. Come to us for a consultation, we'll chat and see if the L1 visa is a good fit for you. If yes, then we'll start working with you. That's all. Thanks for your attention. Have a good day.